Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. I'm so glad that you landed on my first video of 2026. Today is going to be a great video because I'm going to set us up for success for the month of January and for the beginning of our summer garden for this year. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the top things you need to have on your January garden to-do list. That's right. I'm going to set us up for success so there will be no excuse about, I didn't know I should have been doing that then. All of it's going to be answered in this video. So if you're brand new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. If you've been here before, I appreciate you coming back time and time again. But if you are new, my name is Barbara. I live in Tennessee. And on this channel, we primarily talk about gardening, but we kind of hit the whole homesteading spectrum. So we also do food preservation. And I have a freeze dryer. We do dehydration, we do freezing, we do canning, we do all of the things, right? And then also I talk about sourdough and baking bread, cooking from scratch, and then we also do some DIY things as well. So you're gonna get a plethora of things on this channel. So I would invite you to go ahead and subscribe in faith. Go ahead and start your year off right and subscribe to this channel and be a part of this community. Y'all, I'm so excited. It is the first video of 2026. And when I tell you I got lots of stuff planned for you guys, I have tons of videos planned for you guys in my head. I have so many for the month of January. I'm like, I gotta pace myself. I'm not one to like put out a video every day. Normally, if you're new here, I post 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Sometimes in the fall and the winter, like this time of the year, usually I may go down to posting twice a week. But as the garden content starts to ramp up and we start to get ready for the summer garden, I will go back to 3 times a week. So just stay tuned, hit the subscribe button so that you always know when I'm uploading a video. So y'all, I have been on vacation for the last 10 days and technically I'm still on vacation. I'm still on vacation. So if you don't know, I run 2 businesses. I have my primary business from my career standpoint. I'm an HR consultant and I have my own HR consulting firm and I do HR for small businesses. And then about 3 years ago, I started the farm side of the business that's related to this channel, which is Living Foods Farm. And so this will be our 3rd year going into that, making that a business. So that's exciting. But needless to say, your girl be busy. So I'm technically still on vacation from my primary business. I actually took 3 weeks off. And so this is my last week of vacation before I start back meeting with clients and taking new clients and all that good stuff. And I'm still kind of off, but I am piddling paddling on the farm side. So I made me a list of things that I need to be really prepared for in January. And I kind of do this list every month. And I've just started recently sharing with you the list over the last 2 to 3 months. And you guys seem to enjoy that. So I thought I would bring you another one. So basically, y'all, I'm not just throwing up stuff in the air and say, hey, okay, you go do this. This is actually my to-do list for the month of January when it comes to the garden. And so I think whatever is good for me is good for you. So that's why I'm gonna share my list with you. There are a total of 15 things on the list today. Now, you may say, that's a lot. That is a lot. Hey, you got 31 days in January, okay? You could do one every other day and still be to the good. But I guarantee you, hopefully, a lot of these things maybe you've already done. Maybe you've already checked off. And again, ideally, it's good to do in January. But if you need to put something over to February, by all means, right? This is my list. I want you to grab your pen and paper, take notes, and make the list yours. You make this fit with your lifestyle, with the time and the space that you have. But the most important thing is that you know what you should be doing, and then you can figure out how to get it done. Part of my goal on this channel is to teach you, educate you, inspire you on how to grow food. And I do that a lot through how I kind of govern my garden and my life, which is with intentionality and efficiency. And so you have to be intentional. You have to be efficient. Because I am a wife, a mother, running 2 businesses. And again, I'm not special. You guys are doing the exact same thing in your own way. You may be working for someone, or you may have your own business. You may be retired, but your plate is still full. And so I think it behooves all of us to be as intentional and efficient as possible. So let's get down to it. I'm going to take a seat at the table. I got my list typed out. You know, we got to be organized. And so let's kind of run through the top 15 things that you want to have on your list for the month of January. Okay, so we have our list. Excuse my sunroom, and my sunroom becomes my seed starting headquarters. This time of the year, I don't start seeds in this room, but all of our planning and organization and getting prepared happens in this room. So definitely we have a lot of content coming up that's going to walk you through my entire process. But let's talk about what's on the list. Let me get my glasses to make sure that I can see in 2026. Okay. So the very first thing, again, January, February, and March is the starting of just go ahead and pull out your wallet, right? There's a lot of stuff to buy and to get to be prepared for the summer gardening season. So the first thing is you want to order your onions if you haven't already done so. So if you are brand new to gardening or you're brand new to onions, you start your onions in the spring. And when I say start, for me, I buy onion slips and I buy them from Dixondale Farms. You can go into the Dixondale website, pick out, they have a map of the United States. You can pick out your region. So depending on where you live, you will either do short day, long day, or intermediate onions. You will go on the site. It'll tell you what's good for your zone. You can pick your onions, and then you can also pick your shipping week. So you can determine when you want it shipped to you. So for me, I always plant my onions typically the last part of February, first part of March. Is when I plant my onions, and I'm usually harvesting them the first week of June. The onions that I get are usually a 90 to 100 day variety. And so that kind of gives me the time and space to have the onions. So you definitely do your onions in the spring. Now, if you are starting your own onions from seed, you should already be about the business. Okay. You should already have your dirt laid out and have your onions in the dirt. If you haven't, I would start this week, right? Because the onion seeds are going to take a while. Now, for me, I don't traditionally grow onions or have not grown onions from seed. I did do an experiment this past fall. So I do have some onions growing out here in one of my raised beds that I was just trying to overwinter. We'll see what happens, but it was really an experiment. I was able to grow the onion from seed. It did grow, but because of the weather has been the temperatures have been low and I didn't cover it. It looks okay, but it didn't look great. But anyway, if I was going to rely on me doing seed to get my onions, then yes, I would already have started my onion seeds. If not, I would definitely be doing that this week. So definitely order your onions if you haven't done that. Number 2 is order your potatoes. Again, potatoes are a spring crop. You can also do a fall crop of potatoes depending on where you live, but most people are going to do their their potatoes in the spring. So for me, I am usually planting my onions around the 1st or 2nd week of March, and I am harvesting them in mid-June. So usually they're going to take usually the ones I do have like a 90-day variety. For the past couple of years, I have been ordering my potatoes from Wood Prairie. That is where I order. So I order organic potato seed from Wood Prairie. There's several of those online, several companies online, but those are the ones that I've used for the last 2 years and I've had great success. Okay. So number 3 is you want to start ordering your seeds if you have not done that already. Now, I have not made my seed order and I am behind when I normally do. By now, I would have already ordered my seeds and they should be coming this week. But y'all, when I said I was on vacation, your girl, I was on vacation. I did start looking through seed catalogs. I did start plotting my order. So like I have a spreadsheet, and I would say I'm probably 60 to 70% done with going through the catalogs. But that is on my list this week to get done, is to get my seeds ordered so that I can start my seeds within the next week or so. Okay. So definitely order your seeds if you have not done that. Do not wait till the last minute. Okay. Go ahead and order your seeds now. Number 4 is get your seed starting supplies now, or get a list, get a plan. So if you are going to be starting seeds for the first time, I have several videos from last year and the year before talking all about seed starting. I will be doing a seed starting workshop in February. In that workshop, it will be a paid workshop. That is for the person who has never ever started seeds before, or you have tried and tried and tried and you have not gotten it right. And so I'm going to go through the mechanics, the logistics of how to start seeds, what you need to have in terms of equipment, how you need to start the seeds, what you need to do once you bring those seeds indoors, and how do you maintain those seeds until it's time to plant them out. That seed starting workshop is going to be in February. If you already know you want to be in the workshop, then just put workshop below, okay? So that when I have it, have the link, then I will make sure that I tag you in the link and you can go ahead and grab a seat, okay? It will be virtual, and I may do one in person as well. It depends on the local people. Y'all funny. I mean, y'all say y'all want stuff, but then y'all don't be trying to like buy until like the night before. And I'm like, we don't operate like that. We do not operate like that. Like, I cannot plan for a workshop not knowing, oh, okay, 3 people coming, then the night before, 25 people are coming. We can't do that. So anyway, it will definitely be virtual. It'll be in February, at the beginning of February. So that way, that for the most part, most people are starting seeds, end of January, first part of February. So that will be for that. But if you, regardless of whether or not you're going to take my workshop or not, make sure that you have your seed starting supplies, okay? So if you've already done that from last year, maybe you need to add more lights, maybe you need to add more trays. Basically, take an inventory of what you need, go ahead and get it ordered. Also, along that same line, we'll just say this is 4A, is if you are planning to expand your garden by buying more pots or containers or raised beds or a greenhouse or whatever the case may be, I would go ahead and start purchasing that stuff now. So as much as possible, you want to try to spread your costs out if you are on a budget and you don't want to kind of shell out all that money at one time. And so that's why I want you to start thinking about this stuff now. So maybe you don't pull the trigger in January, but maybe you go ahead and price and say, okay, I want to buy me 2 more raised beds from Vego Garden, or I want to buy me a raised bed from Epic Gardening. Okay, it's at $200. Okay, he has a sale. This is the best time for me to get it. Like, go ahead and be thinking about that, plot that out, and plan that out. If you are in the market for raised beds, I absolutely highly recommend a metal raised bed versus a wooden one. The wood ones are nice, but if they're going to be outside, ask me how I know, because I have them outside, right outside here, they are not going to last as long. The most is probably going to be 5 years if they are outside, because they're going to be beat up by the elements, the wind, the rain, and the sun. So metal raised beds are a much better investment. I do, so the company that I use for metal raised beds, and I am an affiliate for, is Vego Garden. But before I was an affiliate for Vego Garden, I was already buying Vego Garden beds. So I don't want you to think I'm just promoting something for me to get a small fee. I was already buying Vego Garden. That was my very first raised bed before I ever became an affiliate for them. But I do stand behind their product, and I do have a discount code in the description box below. I'm also an affiliate for Epic Gardening. I buy their trays and their seed pots. I love, love, love. I have never bought their raised bed, so I can't speak to those. But I do have a discount code if you're more of an Epic Gardening fan than a Vego Garden fan. So that's all in the description box. But that's number 4, is get your supplies and buy any raised beds or anything that you need, that you need to in order to grow food, okay? Number 5 is this. This is the time, if you need more cases to organize your seeds, this is the time to get the cases. You can get these from Michael's. They are on sale right now for $11.99. $11.99. Now, and they always have them on sale at this time of the year. Now, this is a photo case. So when you go to Michael's, look up photo case. It's not a seed starting case, but it works for seeds, okay? I've talked about this a lot. But if you're new, let me just give you a quick visual of how this works. I have it labeled. So this is eggplant. This size is a 4x6. There's 16 that comes in a case, and it holds your seed packets perfectly. So in here is all of my eggplant, okay? So I can literally take this case out to the garden if I wanted to plant eggplant, or I could take a thing out and have all of my seeds, and then when I get done, I can just know to put them back in the case. And that way your seeds stay organized. I have, I think, 5 of these cases. I'm about to order me 2 more because I still, I have seeds that don't have cases, like things that I have. And I've had these 4 cases for 5 years since I started gardening, okay? 4 years probably, because I don't think I had them the first year. So they're durable, they're sturdy. Now, Hobby Lobby also has cases, and from what I understand, their cases are always at a lower price. Like they're always kind of on sale, like maybe $15. Now, personal preference, I prefer the Michaels cases than the Hobby Lobby. To me, the Michaels cases are thicker and more sturdy, and I just like the way the cases are inside. I do have one Hobby Lobby one, and it's not bad, but if I'm picking, I just always go with the Michaels. But you do whatever you want to do, okay? Either way, this is the time of the year to get them, and they're usually at a good price in the month of January, okay? So if you know that you need some, go ahead and stock up and get them while they're on sale. At Michaels, they're normally $41.99, and now they're $11.99, okay? So that is number 5. Number 6. Okay, you want to plan out your garden. Now, I'm going to have a whole separate video talking about this because I'm passionate about it. And I don't feel like you guys are as passionate about it as I am, and I want you to be, okay? I am going to have a tool for you guys to help you plan your garden, like a digital download. This, to me, is so critical. Many people do not have success because they do not plan out their garden. What do I mean by plan out your garden? What I mean is literally pen and paper or on the computer, you map out your garden spaces. So if you have 5 raised beds, I want you to actually write out what is going to go in those 5 raised beds. That's what I mean about planning your garden. This is so critical. If you don't do that, what happens is you may have underutilized space because you don't have enough to fill up your beds. You may not have enough seeds, right? Or the reverse can happen. You got too much in your beds because you have not properly planned, or you started all of these seeds and now you got all these transplants ready to go out in your 5 beds, but you got enough seeds that allow for 7 beds. And now you're trying to cram everything in there, or seeds go to waste. And so here is my mantra: you plan before you plant, okay? So I'm not going to belabor the point because I'm going to do a video on garden planning and talk about it a little bit more in depth. And then I'm also going to have a workbook that you can purchase to actually help you to plot out your garden plan, okay? So for those of you who like, I got it, I don't need it, I don't want to do it, I'm a free spirit, that's okay. When you see the garden planning video, just go and skip over. That's why I'm not going to talk about it too much in here. I want you to get the list of the 15 things you need to be doing in January, okay? So that's number 5. No, that was number 6. Okay, so number 7 is I want you to take inventory of the food that you've preserved over the summer. And here's for 2 reasons, okay? 2 reasons why I want you to do that. Number 1, I want you to think about when you're looking at what you preserved, figure out what do you need to grow more of. For example, let's say that you canned a lot of salsa this past summer. And let's say you canned 10 jars of salsa and you go to your pantry, you only have 1 jar left, okay? It's January. More than likely, that salsa is going to be gone before you will have a chance to make salsa again because you won't have your summer ingredients, your tomatoes, your cilantro, your peppers, your onions, and all that good stuff, right? And so that may trigger you to say, you know what? I did not put up enough salsa this past year. I need to grow more tomatoes. I need to grow more peppers. I need to do whatever you need to do, right? And so that's going to inform you, again, seeds you need to order, how to plan out your garden spaces, how many seeds you need to start, how many seeds you need to buy. All of that, again, leading with intention is going to give you information on how to execute and plan your garden better, okay? So that's number 1 on 7A is inventory everything that you preserved. Now, maybe you say, well, Barbara, I don't can. I only have put stuff in the freezer. Go look in your freezer, right? If you froze your green beans and you down to your last bag of green beans, then maybe you need to grow more green beans if that was a family hit or favorite. Or the reverse. You go to your freezer and you got 20 bags of green beans in there because you like, You know what? I canned all these green beans, but my family, they don't like them, or I don't like the way they taste, or I don't like them frozen, whatever. Then you know I need to grow less green beans, right? The point is, get the information so that you can make a better decision about what you need to grow this summer, okay? The other thing is, when it comes to inventorying your preserved food, I want you to see what you have so that you know what you need to start eating and using up so that you can make room for the summer stuff. So there is a person on YouTube and Instagram. Her name is Jessica at Three Rivers Homestead. She does a pantry challenge every year for the month of January and February. And basically in the challenge, she doesn't go to the grocery store for 2 months. She's simply eating what is in her house, what she has preserved. So that way, one, she can save money. And then two, she can use up the stuff that she's spent her time preserving, and so that she can make room for the new stuff that she'll preserve after, the summer garden. And so I think that's a very good practice. I have not done the pantry challenge per se. I always say I'm going to do it, but I'm always on vacation this time of the year leading into the first of the year. And so the way my brain works is, if I say I'm doing January, I want to start on the 1st. Otherwise, I don't feel like I'm doing it. Because I don't know, maybe my brain is just anal like that. And so I'm never here January 1st, typically. And so I never do the challenge. Now I do it in mindset. I'm always thinking, okay, what can I use up? I need to clear up my freezer, and I make a concerted effort to try to do that, but I just haven't done it publicly. But anyway, the point is, take inventory of what you have so that you know what you need to grow more of, and then also what do you need to use up to make space in your freezer, okay? So that was number 7. Number 8 is order your soil test, okay? You should be testing your soil this spring prior to your summer garden. So go ahead and get your soil test kit. Now, what I use is mysoiltest.org.com, but if you go to my Amazon shop in the description box, the My Soil Test, you can buy it off of Amazon, and it's linked in my Amazon shop, okay? But I think the company is My Soil Test. It's very easy. I've talked about soil testing, and so I won't belabor the point on this video, okay? Number 9, stratify any seeds that need cold stratification. Now, that's a whole lot of big words, but let me just break down to you what that means. There are certain seeds that do better when it comes to starting them if they are in the freezer or the refrigerator first. It is called cold stratification. That simply means that there are certain seeds that need to be mimicked by cold or winter weather. So because it is cold first and then they get put in a warm environment, it is easier for them to break out of the seed shell, break dormancy, and germinate, okay? So that's all that means. And so it needs to be cold first before it's warm. If you just want to put it in simple terms, it's called cold stratification. And there are certain seeds that will germinate a lot quicker and a lot better if they are cold stratified. So let me give you the list of ones that do better. Now, if you don't cold stratify, will they still germinate? Most of them, I would say, yeah. And I'm not going to say, because all of these I haven't done before. But the ones that I cold stratify all the time, I have done tests where when I did not cold stratify, does it still germinate? Yes, but it takes a lot longer, okay? So let me kind of run down a few of the ones that are popular that need to be cold stratified. Lavender. So what does this mean? If you have lavender seeds right now, so if I were to look in my seed case and I have a lavender case, what I would do right now after this video is I would go pop it in the freezer, okay? If you plan on starting lavender seeds in the next 2 to 3 weeks, okay? I will go pop that in the freezer or the refrigerator. Now, my lavender, my stuff that I cold stratify, it stays in my freezer all the time. I just have a little spot, they're in the case, and they just always stay in there, okay? Because what would happen is I would forget, which is why I'm telling you now, I would forget and be time to start seeds, and I'm like, oh man, I didn't cold stratify my seeds, and then it takes forever, or I don't get germination at all, okay? So lavender, eucalyptus, spinach, Rebecca, which is black-eyed Susan, echinacea, milkweed, poppies, and snapdragons. There are many more, a lot of perennials. If you're doing perennials, a lot of perennials benefit from being cold stratified. But here are the most popular ones that you may be growing: lavender, eucalyptus, spinach, Rebecca, echinacea, milkweed, poppies, and snapdragons. I can tell you personally, I cold stratify lavender, eucalyptus, and spinach. Those are the three that I've done for the last 3 years, and it works out beautifully, okay? So that's number 9. Number 10, you want to go ahead in the month of January. It may not be today, may not be this week, but in the month of January, you want to go ahead and start your herb seeds if you're starting seeds, okay? The ones that take longer to grow. You're going to start those seeds indoors. So for me, I will be starting a lot of my herb seeds probably within the next 7 to 10 days, okay? So things like eucalyptus, sage, rosemary, oregano, lemon balm, things like that, I will go ahead and start. Now, you may be thinking, okay, well, Barbara, what zone are you in? And you're starting that stuff now. Should I start that stuff now? Let me give you a quick, easy answer on how to figure out when to start your seeds, okay? Number 1 is I have a digital seed starting calculator that you can purchase for $6.95. I will put the link in the first comment. You can get that. Now, before you click, let me explain this, okay? If you are not tech savvy, hear my voice. If you are not tech savvy, this might not be the tool for you. It's not hard, because all you got to do is put in one thing. But the amount of emails that I got last year about this calculator, we want to minimize those. And it was for a lot of people that they always started with, I'm not tech savvy, I don't really use a computer. Then that's probably not the best tool for you, okay? But if you are tech savvy, download the seed starting calculator. It's an instant download. As soon as you purchase, I want you to go to your email. Right then, you're going to have an email. If you don't see it, check your spam. But go to your email. There is going to be an email from Living Foods Farm, and it's going to be an instant download. There is a video, and then there is a spreadsheet. On the spreadsheet, you go to the first tab, you put in your estimated last frost date. And then the calculator will, like magic, poof, it'll fill in all the dates for you about when you need to be starting your seeds. So that is a resource for you if you want to know when to start seeds. But what I'm telling you on this step is that if you're doing herbs, I can tell you the month of January, you want to go ahead and get those started because they take a long time, okay? If you have questions about that, put them down below. Number 11, get on the list if you need to for any compost or soil delivery. A lot of you may live in rural areas like me, and so you may not have access to compost and soil readily available. And so sometimes you may have to get on a list for your co-op or for one of your local nurseries. And so go ahead and do that now if you can, because you're going to be competing with everybody else if you wait till the spring, okay? And you know that you're going to need it. And this is for people who have, larger garden spaces. So like me buying bags of soil and compost is not really ideal, right? Because I have so many spaces and so much acreage to cover. Not ideal for the summer garden. And so when it comes to compost, I usually get a delivery from a local nursery. I get that every single year so that I can just get it in bulk. And then this year I found an option to get some soil in bulk that I'm going to think about. I found it last fall. I need to check back into it, but if so, that'll be a good resource for me instead of me just buying bags and bags and bags of soil. So if that is you and you're in that boat, go ahead and talk to your local co-op, nursery, or wherever you get your compost and soil, and make sure you're on the list for either delivery or pickup so that you have it when you need it, okay? Number 12. Now y'all gonna be like, I can't believe it's on her list because she don't even. Let me tell you. Okay. So number 12 is if you're gonna have bees for the summer, you need to order your bees now. Now I know you're gonna be like, girl, you ain't never talked about bees. You don't even have bees. Y'all, we are getting bees this year. We have already placed our order for one hive. I think one hive. Yeah, one hive. I'm very ignorant when it comes to bees. So we're going to learn together. And really, y'all, it's going to be my husband. It's not going to be me. We're only having bees because he said he wanted them and he's agreed to do it. So we going to have bees, but the only time you going to see them bees is when my husband get on this camera and tell you about those bees, okay? Because me and bees, we don't do well together. But what I do know is that if you want bees, you want to go ahead and order them this spring. Number 13. This is a good one that I think is good for this time of the year, is to start microgreens. And I say that because a lot of you that did not have a fall garden, either by choice or because it was, maybe it's too cold in the area where you are and you can't really grow a lot of things right now, microgreens are a great option. To start, because you get microgreens in 7 to 10 days. So it's a very quick turnaround. It's a very good way to get nutritious greens in your family if you cannot grow any lettuce right now this time of the year or any spinach or things like that. So it's a great option. I did a microgreens video probably 2 years ago. I have not talked about it a ton, but I love microgreens. It is one of the easiest things to grow. It takes, you got to know what you're doing. But again, I figured it out. And if I can figure it out, you can figure it out. But if you guys are interested in microgreens, let me know down below. And then maybe I will do some new content on microgreens. Okay. Number 14 is clean your pots. Okay. So all the pots that you had your dirt and soil in for the summer, that you had your seeds in, your transplants, all of the things, go ahead and clean the plots now. Now, if you have some teenage children, let me just give you a mommy pro tip. Get your teenagers to clean your plots and just put a little cash in their hand, okay? If you don't want to do it. I did that for the past 3 or 4 years with my kids. Now my kids like, Mom, I got my own money. I'm not trying to do that for no $5. But anyway, when they're like 12, 13, 14, 15, they were like, okay, especially if they need some money. So that is a way to do it. If you have grandchildren that age, let them clean your pots and just put a change in their hands. If not, then get to cleaning, okay? But make sure that you don't go from season to season with your dirty pots. Do not go from planting to planting, from summer of 25 to summer 26 with them same old pots, and they have not been cleaned out, okay? You don't want to have, not germs, you don't want to have bacteria transfer or anything like that. And then number 15, y'all, we're down to the end, is you want to clean, sharpen, and oil your tools. So your pruners, your rakes, your everything that you're using in the garden, clean it up. Because again, especially if you did not garden this fall and winter and it's been the summer since you've done it or you've used it, go ahead and get that stuff now. If it's been sitting outside in your shed, in your greenhouse, in your garden spaces, it's still out there, go ahead and get that stuff now. Clean it up, oil it, because I guarantee you got rust on it. I guarantee you it's crickety. Go ahead and get that stuff now done so that you can be ready to go. I know that these sound like such small things. You're like, I'll just do that when it's time to plant the garden. You can do that if you want to. But for me, and again, because I'm dealing with a lot of space and a lot of plants, the more I can do now that I don't have to do then is going to be better for me. And so if that's you, I encourage you to go ahead and put this as a part of your list for your January garden to-do list, okay? So y'all, I just gave you 15 things that you need to be thinking about, you need to be planning for the month of January so that you can be in good shape for your garden. Listen, gardening by the seat of your pants, will you grow food? You will, but you will not be able to grow it in abundance without planning and being intentional and being efficient and being organized. I stand on that. So if your goal is to have an abundant, thriving garden, I ask that you would just take heed to this and do what makes sense for you and your family. But what I want to know is, tell me in the comments, which of these 15 things is a thing that stood out to you that you like, yep, I need to do that. I've never done that before, or it's already on my list, I'm getting it done this month, whatever it is, let me know. If there is something that I missed that you're like, hey, I think we should add this to our list as a community, put it down in the comments. I want to know, okay? So y'all, I hope that this was helpful for you. Y'all, I'm excited about 2026. I plan on doing a video, maybe, about my vision and my expectations for this channel, my farm, and all of the things that I'm connected to for 2026. I thought about doing a video and sharing you like what's on my heart and what things may change or things that I'm going to introduce and all that stuff. So I may still do that. I'm still toying around with the idea. But I want to say thank you for everybody who rocked with me in 2025. One of the things that if I do the video, I was going to kind of go through some wins. So in case I don't do that video, let me just go ahead and say thank you. Y'all, we ended the year with 22,000 subscribers. Blown away. We ended 2024 with 9,380 subscribers. You like, how you know? Because I keep track. I keep track because I want to plot my YouTube growth. And I do that about a lot of things because sometimes I think it's easy to, for me, it's easy to remember what has happened, where you started, what the progress has been like. And so then you just make up numbers in your head. I got the hard data. We ended 2024 with 9,380 subscribers. I remember because I was trying to get to 10,000 in 2024 and I didn't. 9,380. But I ended, and then my goal for 2025 was to end the year at 15,000 subscribers. I ended the year at 22,000 subscribers. There's so much I can say about that, but so that I don't get emotional, all I'm going to say is thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. I do not take it for granted that you listen to me in your car, in your kitchen, that you have me on the big screen in your house, that you have me on your phone. I don't take it for granted. And it's so amazing to me that when I'm out and about, especially people that are kind of like close in my area or local to me, they come up to me all the time and say how much they see, y'all know I get too emotional, but you guys tell me how much the channel inspires you. And you have no idea what that means to me, because when I turned on this camera for the first time in 2021, it was just to help somebody learn how to garden, because I'm like, who was there to help me? That was it. And it has turned into more than I could possibly imagine. I'm going to stop that right there. But thank you guys. I hope and pray for all of us that we have an amazing 2026. And I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Remember, gardening is a journey. Let's do it together. I'll see you next time, friend.